Welcome to Cloudy Knit Crochet. My name is Lori, and I would love to crochet up a storm with you. So please subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for spending a little bit of your time with me on my channel. And this channel is all about crocheting up a storm. Now, this last week, I did not do as much crocheting that I normally do. And I thought I'd talk to you about the reason, because I'm really curious if any of you guys are having the same issues as I do, especially if you're crocheting hours every day like I've been doing. And I've been having a problem with really dried hands to where they get so dried. I get little cracks in the skin. And I was talking to a friend last week about it, and she recommended using vitamin E oil. And she said I could probably find it at Walmart. And I did find a brand of vitamin E oil. And let me get that for you. And here's the name of it right here. And it was like, I don't know, just under $7 for that bottle. And I've been putting the vitamin E oil on my hands, along with, I also purchased on Amazon those like 100% white gloves that you wear, where you put either your lotion or your vitamin E oil on your hands before you go to sleep at night, and then it kind of helps keep that moisture in. Now, before I talk any more further about my hands, I am not a doctor. I am not a dermatologist. This is just my own experience of trying to get some moisture on my hands from crocheting. And the fingers that are more dry is definitely my index finger and my thumbs. Then I took it one step further and I bought some compression gloves on Amazon, and I will link the gloves that I purchased down below. So I'll just show them to you kind of up close right here. And I guess they're inlaid with copper. And they fit really well, and I am able to crochet with them. So I thought later in this video, I will show you a clip of me crocheting on my son's sleeve for the sweater, just to show you that these gloves do compress really well. And on Amazon, I think they were talking about that they're also, since they're compression gloves, they could help with carpal tunnel. Now, I haven't had any of those issues with crocheting or any kind of pain with crocheting. It's just the dryness in my hands. So I would love to hear if any of you guys have any issues with dryness, and what kind of tips would you recommend for me for that. So this last week, I'm trying to cut back on crocheting, and believe me, it is difficult. So I have cut back on my hours, trying to give my hands some time to heal. So my works in progress, I haven't done too much to really show you from the previous weeks. I did get caught up on my mystery Rosewood Manor crochet along, and I have done some crocheting on the Sophie blanket and very little on my sweater for my son. And I'm so sorry, but I still haven't touched that Mowgli crochet along that you guys helped me motivate me to be working on that. So I'm hoping within this coming week, I might be able to increase some hours of crocheting and then just really keep an eye on my hands. So let's go and I will show you how these gloves work. And then I'll give you the updates on my works in progress. So the first thing I do before I put on my gloves is I put the vitamin E oil on, which I already did. And then I just let it dry a little bit. And then after it dries in, then I go ahead and I put on my gloves. So I'll put them on for you guys so you can see what they look like on. Now, before I thought, it was my husband and another friend was saying, have you ever thought about wearing gloves? And my one friend, she just Googled crochet gloves on Amazon, and that's how I came across these. Now, they did have some on Amazon where the fingertips were cut out, but I get a lot of dryness right on the fingertips. So I thought, okay, I'm going to have to wear some kind of gloves that covers everything. And in the past, when my hands were getting really dry, I didn't think of finding gloves because I didn't think they had, I just didn't think, did they have compression type gloves where it would be able to where you could hold the yarn and the crochet hook and not have like big bulky gloves in the way. So I'm really glad I found these gloves. Oh, the other thing I was going to say, before I was wearing gloves or found vitamin E oil, I was wearing so many Band-Aids, or I would buy that athletic tape, and I would have to tape up my fingers before I would crochet. So I am really glad I found these gloves. And again, I will link the oil and the gloves that I purchased in the description box below. So let me go ahead and show you how I am able to crochet wearing gloves. So this is my son's sleeve, and I'm just doing a basic half double crochet. Now, there was a little bit of a learning curve with the gloves on, and I think I'm still kind of going through that learning curve still, but being able to protect my hands from miles and miles of yarn going through them, at least the gloves are the yarn is up against the glove and not running along my skin. And I'm hoping after a week or two that the dryness will go away. And it is, my hands are getting better. I know sections of my fingers, the dryness isn't as bad. So if I have to always wear gloves now, I don't think it's going to be bad. If that's what I'm going to have to do to protect my hands and still be able to do my favorite hobby of crocheting, I will wear the gloves. So as you can see, I can still crochet pretty good wearing these gloves. So I just wanted to give you a look at that I could crochet with these gloves. And again, I would love to know if any of you guys have had any dryness in your skin to where you have to cover it up or protect your skin from the yarn. At one point I thought, well, maybe it's when I'm using 100% wool yarn, and this yarn does have some wool in it. And then my husband's sweater that I made, that was superwash merino wool. And I think that's when I noticed my hands really starting to break out. So it could be from the wool. I have heard on other channels that some people are allergic to wool. So that might be the reason my hands really started to break out. So I think in the future, after I finish up these projects with a little bit of wool, I think I might stay away from any wool products for a while. All right, now let me show you all my works in progress. Okay, here is my Mystery of Rosewood Manor. I thought we'd take a look at it from each part. In the middle is part 1, and then we have part 2, 3, and then part 4 is where you can see the clock. And then the outer part is part 5. And today, part 7 will be coming out for the next clue. Now let me show you an element of surprise that was in part 5. It's right there. Can you guess what that is? It is a skull, and oh my, that was fun to make, starting from this row all the way up to this row. So to make the skull was probably about 1, 2, 3, 4, about 8 rows, I would say. So that was really a fun thing to crochet up. I never crocheted a skull before. But this crochet along is, we're reading a mystery story, and this last week, oh my gosh, it got real exciting. So I can't wait to read the next chapter today. So let's take a peek at my Sophie's blanket. I am loving this project. I am loving working with different colors. Every row you are tying off and putting in another color. So the last week, I think I did about 3 rows. I think it was 3 rows. And I got to make those little tulip flowers. And the flowers are made with popcorn stitches. So there is my Sophie's universe. Oh, and I forgot to mention to you the last week or two that I'm also working on the seasonal Yarny YouTube hop, which is being hosted by Kim over at the Crafty Nomad. And we're allowed to show you little sneak peeks. So I thought we'd just peek in the top of the bag, and there's my project. So on the first day of spring, Kim will be making a hop video where she's going to link everybody's videos together as a playlist, and then you could just watch from one channel to the next. So it's really a fun hop. I did it last year, and my plan is to also do it for every season this year. And on the Luck of the Draw 7 that's being hosted by Nancy, we drew week 4 last Thursday, and my color that I use for week 4 is this like blush color. And I'm already starting to work up on the sides of my basket. And I tell you, I look forward every Thursday to see what the next color is gonna be. So there is the luck of the draw. Thank you everybody for watching this episode. Bye for now until we meet again.